Welcome to the Red Wings Prospect Report presented by Between the Whistles Detroit. I'm Joe, your host, and today we are profiling Sebastian Cossa, the goalie from the Edmonton Oil Kings, who Detroit drafted 15th overall in the 2021 draft. Now, the thing about Sebastian Cossa, he is 19 years old. He is a 6'6" goalie. He's a big man at goaltender. And he has the one thing that Sebastian Cossa has really done. I say really, but he has played well in the moments where it's the biggest of the magnitude. What do I mean by that? In the playoffs, in the WHL, which is a really tough hockey league, you have to understand that the WHL has a lot of offense, a lot of defense. There's some good players in that league. 18 games played. They're in the finals. 204 goals against average, 914 save percentage. He got 4 shutouts and he's 15-3. This season he played in 46 games, 228 goals against average, 913 save percentage, 6 shutouts, 33-9-3 as his record. And this is what Stevie Y has done really well. Is a lot of times, and I've heard this from people who are executives in the NHL circle. One thing that Stevie Y has done really good is he drafts these players before they actually start coming out. And this is great scouting by Steve Yzerman, the Detroit Red Wings organization. Is a guy like Cossa. Yeah, he had a good year in 2021 where he played 19 games, 157 goals against average and 941 save percentage, went 17-1-1. But he wasn't high on that list, right? He still was a first round draft pick, but he could have been if he would have redrafted if you would have Cossa would have been in this year's draft. I guarantee you he'd have been a top 10 pick. Guarantee you. I talked to a guy who is a scout in the NHL, and he said if Sebastian Cossa was in this year's draft, he'd probably be a top 10 pick. A guy like Sebastian Cossa is crucial to the rebuild because when you got a guy like Nedeljkovic who is in your net, who will be in your net for a couple years, what Stevie Y does is exactly what he did in Tampa Bay. He had Ben Bishop in place. He was patient with Andrei Vasilevsky's development, let him develop, let him get better, just let him get better. And then when it was time, he brought Vasilevsky in. And as you see in the playoffs, in the NHL playoffs, that Vasilevsky is one of the best goaltenders in the NHL. I'm reluctant to say, but I'm going to say it. Stevie Y has done it again with Sebastian Cossa. This is a kid who, if you look at the scouting report, he mixes things up and recovers quickly on rebounds to get in front of multiple shot sequences in order to clear his crease. He's not afraid to use his hands, and does a good job of covering up pucks before they spring loose for scoring chances. He'll use a wide array of save options to match whatever the shooter presents. That's the most important part. Because if you're a shooter and a goalie, if you're a shooter and the goalie is good at making saves, a different array of save options. You know, if he can make a butterfly save, if he can make an upright save, if he can make a glove save, a blocker save, that's the most important part that you need to take away from this. Is Sebastian Cossa is one of the most interesting prospects that the Detroit Red Wings have drafted in a while, because he's only going to get better. And then when he gets to the AHL circuit, he's going to get coached better. He's going to learn some more stuff. And then by the time he gets to the NHL level, he will be top notch, because I think that what Sebastian Cossa has really shown is throughout his career, he's been a guy who can play heavy minutes, who is the best when it comes to playoff time. And that is important for the Detroit Red Wings rebuild. Going into the future, the Red Wings future is very bright. This is Red Wings Prospect Report. I'm Between the Whistles Detroit. Please like and subscribe to our channel.